Next guy may be in the Illuminati. I don't know. He was on BET once, so based on his judgments, probably not. He has a show here next month, November 19th, with a very special guest, Lana Turner, who is Ralphie May's wife. So please show some love for Joel Cooper, everybody.
White man can dance. How's everyone doing? So, anybody have trouble finding this place tonight? I use GPS. Anyone else use GPS? No? I found out why it has a woman's voice on there. Because it lies. It had me going in all different directions. And I knew something was up when it told me at the next right, or at the next light, turn right. Continue going forward, and good luck. What? It's not right. I had a bad week this week. First, I bought a new smartphone, found out I had Down syndrome. I got a memory foam bed, found out I had Alzheimer's, can't remember anything. And then I had my identity stolen. And that wasn't the bad part. The bad part is that they sent it back. With a letter that said, after further review of the 3 major credit bureaus, we're sorry to have to deny the theft of your identity. What? Basically, they're telling me my life sucks. I mean, ain't even worth stealing. But I think that when somebody steals someone's identity, the owner should actually have the option of taking it back or making them keep it. Because I would make them keep mine. Like, no, you wanted to be Joel Cooper, you're Joel Cooper, you better pay that child support, you deadbeat dad. Now I just get to figure out who I get to be now. Identity stuff and credit stuff is pretty messed up nowadays. Now you could have like a 700 credit score and be considered nothing. When I remember 700, you were styling. I'm still nowhere even near 700, so we're good there. My credit's so bad that I recently saved up enough money that I actually could buy a new house. Thank you. It's a bouncy house. Yeah, so my kids love to come over and jump on the bed now. They don't get in trouble at all. I think parents need to teach their kids more responsibility. As a kid, for me, my responsibility that I was taught by my parents was, son, you wanted that dog. Now you're going to have to take care of it. You need to show some responsibility and feed it and pick up after it. Or my dad would tell me, son, you need to start showing more responsibility and clean up your own room. Your mother does enough around here. Well, that didn't help me when I moved out on my own because I didn't know how to keep a job or pay the bills. But I can tell you, my dog was always fat and my room was always clean. So that stuff did not help me. Oh, I tell you what, I got 2 girls, 2 young kids that are mine. And it goes to show that God has a good sense of humor. Because you've heard of karma? I'm a living example of karma. God gave me 2 girls to pay me back for all the fathers that I tormented in high school. Now I start to realize how bad I really was. I don't want my kids to grow up like that. I don't want them to date guys like me. Not at all. But I've got to figure it out. The best way to keep that from happening is I'm just not going to potty train them. It was always my rule, if they crapped their pants, they were going home. I mean, they'll be known as the Pooper Sisters instead of the Cooper Sisters. I figure that's got to work. But now I got like friends and stuff that are having babies, and your friends always call you like, man, I have a son, you got to come to the hospital and see my baby. It's so gorgeous, it's the best baby you've ever seen. And I'll go and see him, and they're like, man, look at it. Everybody's like, it's the cutest baby ever, look at it. I'm like, what happened to it? I'm like, was she abducted by aliens? I'm like, no, why? I go, because she definitely got probed. That is definitely not human form right there. It takes you a couple weeks or whatever to start to develop a head and a face and life. It's just, babies are ugly when they first come out. I'm sorry. I had 2 and they're beautiful now, but they were ugly as crap when they were born. I was like, bad. Couldn't believe I produced those. But as you get older and stuff, you start to realize what's really important. And what's really important is not getting older. Because getting older sucks. You start to lose your hearing. One night my wife was talking to me, I hear something schmeck-million. I'm like, what is schmeck-million? She goes, I don't know, what is schmeck-million? I said, you just said I schmeck-million. She goes, no, I said you should be a comedian. Well, why would you call it schmeck-million? She goes, I didn't say that. I said, well, that's what I heard. And then not only that, but you start to lose your memory. I don't know how many times in a day I'm walking through my house going, I got to write this down before I forget. I got to write this down before I forget. I get to the pen and paper and I go, what was I going to write down? Dang it. And if I do write it down, I forget where I wrote it and where I put it. So it doesn't even matter. We always forget the important things in life and we always remember the things that we shouldn't remember. Like when I was a kid, I grew up on a farm. I would like to forget about the time that my parents let me milk our bull. It takes all day, folks, to get a little bit of milk out of that. I'm going to go out on a whim here and say that that's the reason I hate milk and beef stroganoff. Just saying. I'd also like to forget about the time I got pulled over in California. The cop comes up to the car and he was going to see your driver's license, and I hand it to him and he looks at it and he goes, oh, you're from Arizona, are you native? No, man, I'm Caucasian. You should say that right there. He said, have you got anything to drink tonight? I said, yes, sir. And he said, what have you had? I said, I had a Dr. Pepper earlier and I had an iced tea right here. He goes, if I search your vehicle, am I going to find anything illegal? I said, no, sir, everything's paid for. He was getting mad. He goes, how would you like to go to jail tonight? I said, tonight's not good. I got to work tomorrow. But catch me on a Friday, we can work it out. He goes, you're a real freaking smartass. He goes, what do you think, you're a freaking comedian? Yes, I do. And that's my time, folks. I'm Joel Cooper. Thank you very much.
Joel Cooper, everybody, one more time.